anyone be even convicted for terrorism for saying that. So I don't know what they will. I think if they go that far, I just think that there will be a huge commotion in the country. People are never going to accept it.
You mentioned you were barred from the airwaves, sir. Does not having access to television, does that affect your fight and your supporters' fight greatly? Because I know your social media presence is huge, 17.5 million followers on Twitter, for instance. Do you need to be on television at all?
Well, social media, that's something which all fascist regimes that try to clamp down on information, it's very difficult for them to clamp down on social media. And they have tried. I mean, this government, during my speech, they tried to, they disrupted YouTube for a while because they'd banned me on television, so on YouTube they tried to cause disruption. But it's very difficult. I mean, this lengths they will have to go to clamp down on social media is going to be very difficult. Even media, I think, for a while, for some time, they might just temporarily they've clamped down on it. But electronic media eventually depends on viewership. And out of so many channels, the 1 or 2 channels that show us, their viewership goes through the roof. So the other TV channels are going to lose money if they don't show the party that is by far the most popular party, the only federal party in the country. It's just not, commercially it won't make sense to them. So I don't think the government is in a fix. They're panicking, and in panic they're taking these ridiculous fascist measures. But this is no solution. They can't stop the popularity of a party growing by taking these decisions, and especially if they think that even if they clamp down on the electronic media, the social media is something they can't stop, they can't clamp down on for any length of time.
What will you do next week if that bill does not change and you're being forced to go to court? Will you go?
Well, I have to go to court. I have got now this hearing on the 30th, so yes, I'll be going to court. Look, all my life, let me just say, all my life, I have always stayed within the law. In politics, I've been for 26 years. I have always, all my protests, everything have between the limits of the law and limits of the Constitution. Because I am a constitutionalist. I'm a Democrat. And I don't believe that, you should go outside the Constitution, because then you open up a Pandora's box. And so what they're doing right now is trying to corner me in this case. They will find it very difficult, because the people of this country have known me for 50 years. I mean, before I joined politics, I was one of the top sports stars in this country for 2 decades. So they know me for a long time. So it's not going to be very easy for them just to ban me. It's, people won't accept it.
You've called the whole process leading Pakistan into, it looks like a banana republic from the outside. What did you mean by that?
Well, I mean, for a start, what they did with my chief of staff, Shahbaz Gill, you don't just, and he's an assistant. He was an assistant professor in an American university. So he was just picked up, abducted, and tortured, and then sexually abused. So this, I mean, doesn't happen in civilized societies. But the worst thing is that, when I wanted to have legal proceedings against the police and those who were responsible, they then slapped this terrorism case on me. This doesn't happen in a civilized society. So that's what I meant by a banana republic. We're descending. These guys, this government of crooks. By the way, 60% of the government is on bail, on corruption charges. So they're so desperate that they are taking all these measures, which is taking Pakistan and making it into a banana republic.
But are you not concerned that the amount of your followers on the streets constantly is going to make that situation worse?
Look, I mean, if they take a ridiculous step, how would I know what the followers would react? But all I know is that the night they were going to come to arrest me, thousands of people just appeared outside my house and surrounded my house. And not just there, in cities, thousands of people just came out on the streets. So, you know, because they know, I mean, the people know what is going on. The level of political awareness is so much because of social media, because of the mobile phone. Everyone knows what's going on. So the response was immediate. The moment my arrest warrants came out, the response just was immediate in the streets. So, you know, if they go the same direction, I can't say what will happen, but I feel that there will be immense, huge, unprecedented street protests.
And do you think that the current government is going to try something else to clamp down on your supporters to silence those people?
Well, they already have, you know, on 25th May when we were conducting a peaceful protest. I mean, the sort of clampdown, they put thousands of people in jail. They, I mean, they raided people's houses at night. It's never happened before. You know, it was like as if we were terrorists. It was a peaceful protest. And, you know, when I was in government 3.5 years, there were 3 times they were sort of sitting in Islamabad against my government. We never stopped anyone. We never charged any people. We never put people in jails. But this government, you know, on 25th of May, which was a black day for us, they really, I mean, they injured people. 2 people died. So many people got injured. And they put people in jail. It was a proper clampdown. So that's desperation.
And just finally, because you've been very good with your time, how do you see this playing out? By what you've been saying, you're not going to stand down. From the uptick in the opposition's reaction, they don't look as if they're going to. Sir, how does this play out in your opinion?
There is only one solution. At the moment, our economy has gone down. We have unprecedented inflation, what is called the consumer price index. When we were in power, and remember, this is despite the commodity super cycle all over the world, ours was 16%. Today, the consumer price index has crossed 42%. So inflation has gone through the roof. People are hurting. The electricity prices, you know, when the electricity bills came, there are protests going all over Pakistan. People can't afford electricity. It's again more than doubled since we left. In 4 months, it's more than doubled.